Appropriations and Public Elections Committee. Pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated section 844-112, time is set aside at the beginning of every meeting for public comments. There is nobody signed up for public comments here today, so we will go ahead and move into our agenda. I do have a consent agenda for resolutions on the agenda. It is items number 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, wait, let me go back. I am detecting quorum with myself, Vice Chair Cash, Council Members Druffel, Rutherford, and Pro Tem Sepulveda present. So, having read the, having looked at the consent agenda, is there anything, I already did that. Yeah. Is there anything anybody wishes to remove from the consent agenda? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move to a vote on the consent agenda. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 5 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Okay. Oh wait, let me go back and read into the record the consent agenda. So item number 1 is RS 2024-854. Sponsors Lee, Rutherford, Benton, Ellis, and others. A resolution honoring the life of Alyssa Locketts. Item number 3, RS 2024-906. Sponsors Porterfield, Ewing, Wiener, Coopin, and others. A resolution honoring the life of Bill Freeman and recognizing him for his contributions to Nashville and the greater community. RS 2024-907. Sponsors Evans. A resolution honoring the life of longtime Office of Emergency Management volunteer Joni Michael Spite. Then RS 2024-908. Sponsors VO, a resolution honoring or recognizing the Curb Records, recognizing Curb Records for its 60 years of operation. And then item number 6, RS 2024-909. Sponsors Stiles and Wiener, a resolution recognizing the 10th anniversary of the Ford Ice Center in Antioch and the 5th anniversary of the Ford Ice Center in Bellevue. And having received a vote of 5 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting for those items on the consent agenda. Next we have item number 2, RS 2024-876, sponsors Toombs, Vo, Swara, Allen, and others. A resolution honoring Rosetta Miller Perry on the occasion of her 90th birthday. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly seconded. There are 2 substitutes before us on here.
I'll sign on.
Okay, Pro Tem Sepulveda has signed on. Did I say Swara earlier?
No, not yet.
Okay. Perfect. So, are you aware of which one she wishes to move? Because we have one timely filed and one late filed.
The late substitute.
Do you want to go ahead and move the late file?
Yes, move late file substitute.
Okay. Moved and properly seconded. It is properly before us. Director Darby, do you know the nature behind the late file?
There was some.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Councilmember Toombs shared the amendment with Ms. Perry, and it was late because she shared the language, and Ms. Perry had some changes that she wanted made, and the amendment packet was already being prepared for distribution, and it needs to be passed because Ms. Perry's 90, who's turning 90, will be scheduled to attend the next meeting and be presented the resolution at that meeting.
Okay. Having heard the late filed nature of the substitute, is there any discussion? Seeing none, we are on the substitute. We'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? So the substitute passes, so now we are on the resolution as substituted. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 5 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Okay, thank you. Next, we have a late filed resolution from Councilmember Coopin. This is a resolution authorizing BB Broadway LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 902 Broadway.
Two.
What did I say? Yeah, just wanted to
Sorry.
I can see if I can find
Okay.
your gun if you wanna wait.
Okay, then I will reread this very slowly to correct what I
Sorry.
stated. A resolution authorizing BB Broadway LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 209 Broadway. Stand by here.
You could sing.
I'm not gonna sing. That is the last thing that anybody here wants. We'll roll this to the hill and move on to the next section. Moving on to the next section, candidates in this category will be subject to a recommendation vote by the Rules, Confirmation and Public Elections Committee and an election by the Metro Council. So this is for 2 appointments to the Health and Educational Facilities Board, nominations for 2 vacancies on the board with a term expiring on September 30th, 2030. Kenya Payne nominated by Councilmember Coopin, and then Becky Sharp nominated by Councilmember Allen. We did take these up we did do interviews on these last meeting, so I believe that we can take these up in one consolidated vote, unless there is objection. All right, seeing none, any discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 5 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Okay, going back now to item number 7, the late filed resolution from Councilmember Coopin. Councilmember Coopin, you were
Hi,
recognized.
so sorry for my tardiness, and thank you for recognizing me, Chair. So this late filed bill was a administrative issue. We've had a couple of these where it kind of gets caught up in the administrative process, and this bar has like an event and an opening and all kinds of things that they were told they could make based on the timeline that they were given, and then this got caught up on our end, not theirs. And so spoke to the department, NDOT's supportive of it, and hopefully y'all will be supportive of it as well, to run this as a late file. I don't like to do that if I can avoid it, but this one, there is some time concerns that if this doesn't hit the right way, it would cause problems.
And then, so you had made mention of an administrative issue. Was this something that we had taken up previously and didn't do properly, or so?
No, so more so there were some challenges between different departments figuring out different logistics. I can bore you with all the details, but basically it is about sign placement, and then the sign placement that was approved was over an NES something, and then NES had to move. So there's a lot of movement going on based on our departmental communication.
Okay,
And I believe there was a letter from NDOT as well. Was that included in the?
let's find out.
NDOT did send Director Alarcon did send a letter.
Oh, yes, I do see it right
Sorry.
Oh wait, this is the resolution. But I do see that it is signed off by Metro Legal, as well as from Director of NDOT.
Should have been also a letter of support from the department requesting the consideration.
It could potentially be in our email, but I'm not seeing it printed out here. But we will, you're a man of honor, so we'll take you at your word.
I promise.
Maybe.
Like I said, that's you got 4 out of 5 votes on that one. You got a half vote from Councilman Sepulveda.
Any discussion from the committee as to the late filed nature of this? Seeing none, we will move to a vote. So, those in favor of a suspension of Rule 13 for the late filed resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? We've got 5 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting for a rule suspension. So, thank you. Okay, next we have Boards and committee appointees and nominees. Candidates in this category will appear before the Rules Confirmation and Public Elections Committee to determine the relative qualifications of candidates. We are going to go a little out of order for this one. First, we're going to take up item 11, the Metro Action Commission reappointment of Topania Byers for a term expiring on August 31st, 2025.
Can I do myself?
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Of
Do I
course.
sit here?
Yes, please. Thank you for being here. Would you like a parking validation or a bus pass?
Oh, parking validation. Thank you.
Are you currently a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you are being reappointed to today?
No, sir.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about why you want to continue serving.
My name is Topania. I was born in Killeen, Texas, but I've lived in Nashville since I was in 3rd grade, so I consider myself a Nashville native. I've got to see Nashville grow, see our communities grow, and we are only as big as the communities we come out of and what we do for our communities. I have a 3-year-old daughter who is currently attending Dudley Head Start, and the role that I am here for is Parent Council President for the Head Starts here. For our Parent Council, I started with my PTO at my daughter's school. I got voted in, and I believe that this is a great opportunity for me to be able to pour back into the community that I was raised in. My daughter goes to a Head Start that is blocks away from my mom, where my mom had her first house. I'm somebody that has been able to see Nashville from a lot of different lights. My mom was a single mother that came here with 2 daughters, homeless, worked her way up, got her first house, showed me that you can do basically anything you put your mind to. So growing up here in Nashville, I graduated from Nashville School of the Arts. I didn't attend college here. I attended a little bit of college, but during the time that I didn't attend school, I started bartending, so I worked in downtown Nashville. When I first started bartending, I was like 18, 19. I used to ride the city bus. I remember when our bus terminal was literally shelters with just 4 or 5 buses that came to the same terminal. I was riding a bus at like 12 years old to go to the middle school I wanted to go to that was on the other side of town because I wanted to do theater arts and stuff like that. But growing up here in Nashville has been one of the greatest opportunities for me to like see what a city can do, but having the type of mother I had showed me what it meant to be a part of a community. I grew up in Antioch. After we moved from South Nashville to another home, I grew up in Antioch. I remember when the Ford Ice Center was built. Like I remember when there was a mall out there. So just seeing everything that's happened in our city, I want to be a part of what it looks like to continue to grow this city and just be a part of something nice. So that's a little bit about myself.
Thank you. And so Head Start is one of the things that I'm really passionate about. My family went to Head Start. Early childhood education and early childhood literacy is really important to me as well. In your role specifically with Head Start, what are some of the challenges that you all have faced thus far, and how do you want to continue to try and face those challenges?
Right now, I wouldn't say I've necessarily faced challenges. I think the biggest challenge is people understanding the importance of Head Start. It's beyond just education. I think the thing that really drove me into wanting to join the council is when they explained to us what Head Start was. Like, you know, you hear Head Start, you think, okay, your child's in school. But they talk about building the family. And when a child has a good family and a good structure, then they're able to have a better education. So it starts at home. So hearing something like that, a lot of people don't have everything that they need at home to be able to pour into their children, whether that be clothes, whether that be food, whether that be transportation or different things like that. Everybody knows what different barriers are in their life. And so being in a role like this, seeing what we need within our community to grow it. One of the programs they have is Father to Father. We have a Father to Father program where fathers get together and they talk about different skills like getting jobs, getting an interview ready, what it means to be like a present father and stuff like that. So at our last meeting, I said, well, why don't we have a mother committee, like something for mothers? I'm a working mom. I work as a medical receptionist at Vanderbilt, and I bartend part-time, but I experience what a lot of moms call mom guilt, because being a working mom, I miss precious moments with my child. So in the last meeting, I expressed what that feels like, not always being present. And it looks different for other moms. So I was like, when we need a mother-to-mother committee, and a lot of moms resonated with that feeling from different perspectives, whether that been a stay-at-home mom or me being a working mom or somebody that was at our committee disclosed like coming out of a bad relationship, whatever that looks like. Being able to have that camaraderie was something that we discussed in that last meeting, and it was something that we were able to talk about. And some of us are actually getting the ball rolling and starting, and some of our Head Starts, we said we're going to bring it to our other Head Starts and start that. But I guess it starts with knowing your community and the people that are in it, being a person that people feel like they can talk to, and knowing what those needs are and assessing them and what it means to be a part of building those people up, because essentially we're all in the same community.
Perfect, thank you. Anything from the committee? Seeing none, we'll move to the vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 9 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, wait. Maths. Yeah. 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then, Ms. Haji, do you also have to leave for MAC this evening, or?
No.
No, okay. All right, then we're gonna go back and go in order of.
I'm so sorry. Am I able to?
Yeah, you're able to go.
I apologize. I haven't done a meeting, but I apologize. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go back. Next we have the mechanical plumbing and electrical examiner and appeals board reappointment of Anthony Pezzi for a term expiring on October 22nd, 2028. And did I pronounce your last name correctly, Pezzi?
Yeah, Pezzi.
Perfect. Would you like a bus pass or a parking validation?
Parking validation.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Are you currently a Davidson County resident?
I am.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being reappointed to today?
I do not.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about why you want to continue serving.
So I am been an electrical engineer for almost 30 years, professional engineer for 21 years, and it's an opportunity to give back. And I know it's hard to find people that live in Davidson County that have my qualifications. So that's about it. I can tell you more if you need.
By all means, all that you want to share with us. Yeah. So yeah, tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like thus far and some of the things that you want to continue being able to do
On the
board. Yeah.
On the board?
Mhm.
Actually, I'm an electrical engineer, and we have yet to have an electrical issue come up on the board that we have. So I'm getting to learn about plumbing requirements, and so I do enjoy that, getting to see other aspects of the industry, and I am familiar with them, having been in the industry for 30 years. But it is interesting to find out how the system is working. Anyway.
Perfect. Yeah. Anything from the committee?
Just a note,
Yes.
strong part of our community, has been known him for quite a few years, and highly recommend as a good person to be on this board.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes.
And I'll say thank you on behalf of Bellevue for the LEED certification.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, for the
Fort Ice.
Fort Ice, yeah. Whenever you said the 5-year anniversary, I was like, it's already been 5 years?
Yeah.
I was involved on that design team. Yes.
Perfect. Seeing nothing further from the committee, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? We've got 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have the mechanical plumbing and electrical examiner and appeals board reappointment of Brian Younker for a term expiring on October 22nd, 2028. Mr. Younker, thank you for being here. Would you like a bus pass or a parking violation?
Parking pass, please.
And are you currently a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being reappointed to here today? So tell us a little bit about why you want to continue serving.
Well, the history of my family, I'm fourth generation plumbing here in Nashville. My family started plumbing back in the 1930s here in Nashville. My father was codes inspector for Hendersonville for 30-something years. I teach plumbing codes also, and a lot of our appeals that come across are code related also. and I have a lot of insight as far as how to interpret the code coming through. You know, it's kind of in my blood.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy speaking on behalf and speaking. I sit as the chair right now also, and I can give some good insight to the members and committees, any plumbing appeals that come forth.
And then I guess a question that is semi-related is sort of if you have seen any issues as it relates in Nashville to sort of jobs and work that's done by either like union versus non-union plumbing, or if you've seen any issues related to that, or sort of just like differences in quality of work product.
As far as the board, nothing like that comes forth amongst the board. It's mostly codes appeals is what it is. I've been on both sides. I'm a union member, and I've also worked the non-union side of it, and actually teach plumbing codes at our local 572 here in Nashville also.
Perfect. Anything from the committee? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? Got 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, going back now, we have the Metro Acting Commission appointment of Shilhan Haji for a term expiring on February 2nd, 2026. And did I pronounce that correctly?
It's Shalon.
Shilhan, okay.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Would you like a bus pass or a parking validation?
Well, can the pass be, car pass be used in the other garages, or is it just for here?
I
Is
think
that
it's
part-
just for here.
Yeah, part somewhere else.
Take one and see.
The bus pass can be used anytime.
Exactly.
Doesn't have, not just for tonight.
My car's parked in the garage.
Okay, Ms. Haji, are you currently a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being appointed to today?
No.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about why you want to serve.
Well, my name's Shalon Haji. I actually got elected for this because I am on the PTO at my kid's school, and for the past 2 years I've tried to be involved with the community and help try to see what I can do, what I can voice, just to make a difference. And this opportunity came up, and I just wanted to take it, honestly, because I feel like I can make a difference. I can be the voice for the others.
Thank you, and thank you for your willingness to serve. Something that Ms. Byers talked about was sort of those wraparound services that are provided through Head Start and through the Metro Action Commission. Could you sort of talk about, because being on the PTA for your children's school, seeing different levels of need with different students. So could you talk about sort of how you view wraparound services and how that could be of benefit for folks?
Well, I know, so the school my kids go to, they have a resource center, and I know in Antioch there's a lot of low-income families and very diverse background. And a lot of them aren't aware of it, so anyone I, conversate with or see, I inform them of it, the resources we have, anything else that could possibly help them. And also, I speak Kurdish,
Yes.
so there's a Kurdish population there too, so there's a communication barrier right there, so I communicate with the school to kind of better that, so that way they have that clear communication from the school, they're not missing out on anything, so that's another thing. Yeah.
Perfect. Anything from the committee?
What school is it?
Cole Elementary.
Anything further from the committee? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the Sexual Oriented Business Licensing Board reappointment of Amana Osman for a term expiring on October 7th, 2028. Amna Osman?
She was not downstairs for photographs, so we may have to,
We'll roll it for now.
yeah, thank you.
So next we have the Solid Waste Region Board reappointment of Demita Beck-Taylor for a term expiring on December 15th, 2030.
Demita, we're actually withdrawing her because of the gap. She requested to be here the 21st, so we're gonna withdraw her and then bring her back the person.
So next we have the Solid Waste Region Board appointment of Erica Dixie for a term expiring on December 15th, 2030. Ms. Dixie, thank you for being here. Would you
Yes,
like
good
a
evening.
bus pass or a parking validation?
Parking, please. Thank you.
Are you currently a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being appointed to today?
No.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about why you want to serve.
I'm a lifelong resident of District 1, and I would just like to be a voice for my community and just for the region as well, to be part of the solution for this waste management issue we have going on. So that's it in a nutshell.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you for your willingness to serve on this. Could you talk a little bit more, just sort of about your perspective on the issues that Nashville is facing as it relates to solid waste management, because it's an issue, yeah.
Yeah, so living in District 1, I'm down the street from our landfill for construction waste. So just wanting to make sure that the voice that District 1 has regarding this and just other solutions, that other possibilities for this is heard. And then also working in metro schools, I see a lot of waste, ways that we can partner just through education and just developing relationships with fidelity. So not just saying, hey, we have this program, we can do this, but actually doing it with fidelity and seeing some results. So I have kind of the inside scoop on that.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect. Anything from the committee? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? We've got 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next we have the Transportation and Licensing Commission reappointment of Carol Westlake for a term expiring on November 5th, 2026. Westlake, thank you for being here. Would you like a bus pass or a parking validation?
Parking validation, thank you.
And are you currently a Davidson County resident?
I am.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being reappointed to here today?
I do not.
So tell us a little bit about why you want to continue to serve.
Because I finally have a handle on it. It takes a little while, you know?
Yeah.
Let's say horse-drawn carriages, party buses, wreckers, yeah.
Yes.
All things that were fairly new to me when I got started, so, yeah.
Fair enough. So what are some of the challenges that you faced during your first stint serving on this board, and some of the things that you want to continue to address?
So I came to the licensing commission because my professional work is in disability, in the non-for-profit world, and transportation accessibility is so very critical to people with disabilities. So I really came to the commission during the whole scooter business, right? Because scooters on sidewalks, knocking down blind people was a problem. And I've really learned so much more. I think the biggest challenge that faces the commission is traffic downtown, it's the party buses, it's a whole range of things. I think that what I bring to the commission is, other than my fierce advocacy about accessibility for people with disabilities, is some neutrality. I think that there's lots of really strongly held opinions about what should or shouldn't happen. And I think it's a hard balance. That's the biggest challenge, is really balancing the various interests that people have and really trying to figure out what's the best for Nashville and the people who live here.
Thank you. You said the magic word for me, accessibility, because I find that too often those who are differently abled than most of us are out of sight, out of mind for a lot of folks. So I can appreciate the work that you do sort of privately, but also on the commission, so thank you for that. Councilmember Weiner.
I'll never forget when the whole scooter issue first came to us many, many years ago. One of my biggest issues was I have folks that are friends that are in wheelchairs, and one in particular, former council member and state rep Darren Jernigan.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, he hits his push to speak, and he is really mad. And what he said was, I am trying to get to the State House, and I am playing dodgeball with the scooters. And it really hit home for so many people, finally. So thank you for what you're doing.
Absolutely, thank you.
How are we doing on accessibility and making sure?
Better.
What's
We have a
left to
ways to
do?
go. I mean, I think, you know, the scooter corralling really helps, right? I mean, we're not there yet. I think the companies are doing a lot better at making sure that scooters get moved off of sidewalks and that people stay off of sidewalks. I will say that personally, in the prevention area for disability, you know, I think scooters are just one big brain injury waiting to happen, and that troubles me, but that's, people make personal choices about those things. You know, I think that we have done better with taxi cabs and accessibility. I mean, that's been another issue, you know, cabs who refuse to take people who have service animals, or cabs that are not accessible. We're getting better, but we still have a little ways to go.
Thanks. Anything further from the committee? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. For those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, and 0 not voting. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr. Leslie. Yes. Next, we have the wastewater hearing authority appointment, Jianwei Li, for a term expiring on December 3rd, 2026. Mr. Lee, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, John Wayne. Yeah,
John Wayne. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Would you like a bus pass or a parking validation? Okay. And are you currently a Davidson County resident?
Yes.
And do you serve on any other boards or commissions other than what you're being appointed to here today?
Oh, no.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about why you want to serve.
I think I want to serve on the board because I think the practice three things. The first is I think as we all know, the Nashville is expanding, and a lot of people moving, and we need better quality life in the future. Not only the air, the water, and but unfortunately I think there are a lot of pollutions, not only the air and also water and soil maybe will occur. So I want to use my expertise to help contribute to this. Secondly is I will be teaching environmental science at Tennessee State University College of Agriculture for 11 years. And I think I may be qualified to do some professional things, societal services through the board, and contribute as a citizen to the city, to monitor and to improve the quality of water and our environment. To get everybody, in a comfortable environment. Thirdly, I think it's important is the wastewater usually comes from many restaurants. There's some of the very good Chinese, Asian, Indian restaurants. So I think, monitoring these restaurants, I think maybe make them thriving, in Nashville to guarantee everybody have a good access to Asian food. Yeah, that's all.
I think we all approve of that. So I see that you have done a lot of research as it relates to climate change and soil
chemistry.
Yes, biochemistry. So I guess my question for you is, how do you view your research and work in climate change as it relates to specifically wastewater management?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Actually, we're losing right now the only one wetland in Nashville, and also part of that located in Tennessee State University campus. So, and also the quality of life, Cumberland River, whether the pollution will be increased or not in the future, when it goes through the Nashville, I think it's all things will be important. So my research and also my teaching mainly about the soil and also their greenhouse gas emissions and also the moisture changes also. So I think there's something we can connect with my research lab expertise with water quality monitoring and also relevant other environmental parameters monitoring. So, and also I really want to do is maybe through this experience I can bring something more practical to the classroom, to my students, and encourage them to be not a learner, but also a contributor or understanding what's going on in the city. And some of them can be stimulated, encouraged to do the career, choices. One more reason why you should contribute, very important, to our city. And I hope that I can do that. Currently, with all this experience, I don't think I can bring that things to the classroom.
Yeah.
They can ask me a lot of that, but I can, I invite some other speakers, but not myself. So hopefully I can have better understanding of that and contribute to my classroom teaching.
Thank you, and I will just go ahead and say your resume speaks for itself, so. Yes. So thank you for your willingness to lend your expertise. Anything from the committee?
I just want to say, I see you're in District 18 and live right around the corner from me. It's great to see such excellence stepping up to serve on one of our boards and commissions. I appreciate your willingness to do so.
Because I'm going to learn as well.
Anything further? We'll move to a vote. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back. Do we have Amna Osman? Okay.
We can defer.
Move to defer one meeting.
Okay, motion is to defer one meeting. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting for a one meeting deferral. So in the next section, we've got candidates in this, so board and commission confirmations. Candidates in this category will be subject to a recommendation vote by the Rules Confirmation and Public Elections Committee and confirmed by the council. So these are folks that we have previously interviewed. I'm going to go ahead and put all of them on consent unless there is objection. Seeing no objection, I will go ahead and read these into the record. So we've got the Metro Action Commission appointment of Pravarthi Sandhush Kumar for a term expiring on October 1st, 2027. The Property Standards Appeals Board appointment of Sam Pechudlot for a term expiring on October 4th, 2028. The Transportation and Licensing Commission appointment of Freddie Carr for a term expiring on November 5th, 2026. The Transportation Licensing Commission reappointment of Patrick McNally for a term expiring on November 5th, 2026. Wastewater Hearing Authority appointment of Jennifer Dobb for a term expiring on December 3rd, 2026. Wastewater Hearing Authority appointment of Katie Duryea for a term expiring on December 3rd, 2026. Wastewater Hearing Authority reappointment of Jay Taint for a term expiring on December 3rd, 2026. And the Wastewater Hearing Authority reappointment of Robert Wingfield for a term expiring on December 3rd. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? So we've got 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting, respectively. Seeing nothing else on our agenda, do we have a motion to stand adjourned?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Without objection, we do now stand adjourned.